What's up, guys? Welcome back to the infamous project. It is Sunday morning here. It's actually pretty hot, but it's sunny, and I'm enjoying my Sunday morning coffee. So what does that mean? That means that I haven't filmed or finished filming, I haven't edited, and I haven't uploaded this video yet, and you guys are probably all waiting. So I'm gonna try and get this all done real quick so you guys got something to watch today. So I just picked up a set of keys, new keys. These aren't Fox body keys, they are Ford. And if you were following me on Instagram, you would have noticed a new vehicle showed up that I recently acquired. And well, I'll go ahead and play that clip right now for you. New arrival coming. Not that. It is that. So here it is, another Ford Lightning, 2000. It's got 80,000 miles on it, and well, yep, I bought another one, and that's for a couple reasons. And I figured, you know what, this would be a really good opportunity, not only to showcase the truck, because in fact, I'm not going to showcase it very much. I actually just want to make like a transformation video, so I've already ordered a whole bunch of parts. I'll get into that in a minute, but right now, let's check out the smell. Right, so it is my second morning going into this truck. You can see baking soda down there on the ground, and it's better. You can see the interior is pretty standard. It's clean, it has a smell. So I'm gonna go ahead and put the windows down. Alright, so we're going to dive right into this one. I made, not a mistake, well, a little bit of a mistake. Let's just say a slight oversight in terms of when I bought this truck. Now, let's first start off with, why did I even buy another Lightning? Because this wasn't like an amazing deal that I just had to like throw money down on it so that I could flip it. This was actually, no, I was looking for another Lightning. Now, you know, we all go through Carfaxes, we all ask the right questions about accident history, repaints, all of those types of things. And it wasn't like this truck was just too good of a deal that I couldn't pass up. The truck was a fair price, is the way that I see it. And I was actually looking for one. The reason for that is, well, my other Lightning is down because the motor has gone out of it, and I'm not gonna have that thing up and running anytime soon. As fast as I work, I'm still gonna need some time to do all the plumbing for the turbos and everything else I'm going to do to it. So I'm like, I need a truck. I can't keep hauling parts around in the strawberry car, wheels and tires, all those things. And with the truck market right now, or the market in general, I wasn't just gonna buy a beater because all beaters are overpriced. So I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna buy something that I know, something that I can invest in, and something that I know that I'll potentially get my money out of. Now, fingers crossed, I don't blow up the motor or any of those things happen. As long as I maintain the truck and keep it within reason in terms of the mods, everything should be good, and I should be able to get my money back out of it after using it and fulfilling the need that I need to have a truck. So I was looking online, and there's a lot of them for sale right now, especially down here in Texas. However, finding a clean one is pretty difficult. A lot of them either have some mods and or higher mileage, and the higher mileage stuff scares me because I've just gone down that road with mine personally. I know what happens once you've had some mods and a pulley and a tune and all those things once you start getting up above 150,000 miles. There was one truck, and if you're watching, you'll probably laugh, but there was one. It was a 2000, it was white, had 170K on the body, and had a drivetrain swap out of an HD truck, so Harley Davidson edition. It's the same motor setup that had 140,000 miles on it. So that was put into the truck. The truck was pretty clean. Could have got it for a good price. And this other gentleman, more local in the Dallas area, ended up buying it before I could get up there and get my hands on it. So needless to say, I did not get that truck. And this guy I found, which was 3.5 hours away. The price was really high, and I liked the fact of how clean it was. You know, it's pretty much original. It's got the ram air hood, which is functional. It's got the Cervini tailgate wing, which I like because it's almost like a clone to my silver truck. It's got springs, shackles, brand new Bilstein shocks. It's got new brakes all the way around. Motor maintenance is all there. It came with the SVT certificate, window sticker, all the documentation, all of the goods, so on and so forth. So, you know, I was like, man, this would be a nice truck to have, but the price was a little high. So we went back and forth. It took about a week, and finally we came to an agreement. Everything looked good, and they were actually willing to drive it down to me. So when you make somebody drive 3.5 hours, and I didn't even have to give them a deposit, you know, they were super cool to deal with. You know, you're pretty committed at that point. So saved me the fuel, saved me a 7-hour return trip and everything else. The truck showed up, everything looks good. It runs and drives perfect, but I got inside. When I got inside, I could smell the masked up smell of smoke. And you know what? I'm not out to bash smokers. When you own a vehicle, it's your vehicle. You can do whatever the hell you want to. You know, you want to get in there, you want to do whistling diesel and start ripping off sun visors or slashing seats or any of that stuff, go for it. You want to spill your coffees. You got kids, you got spilt milk, which probably even smells worse than cigarettes to a certain degree. But fact of the matter is, cigarette smoke is probably one of the things next to gear oil that I cannot stand. Plus, I have really bad allergies, and it doesn't help my case any. So I've been spending the past 2 days trying to fight the cigarette smell in this truck. And you know what? This morning, it's a hell of a lot better. So I'm going to share with you guys, now that you have a little bit of context. For anybody who's new to the channel and you just listen to that whole story, you're probably like, man, just get to the cigarette smoke smell already. But here we go. We're going to dive into it. And I'm not going to show you what I did. I'm going to explain to you what I did, because I didn't even think about filming it until after the fact. I'm like, man, I can't be the only one who bought a vehicle and didn't think about whether or not it was smoked in. So the good news, there's no burn holes. There's no ashes left over in the ashtray. Like, there is no visual evidence that anyone ever smoked in the truck. The only evidence is the scent. And so the first thing that I did was I got out the wash bucket. And I got out the wife's OxyClean odor remover stuff that she uses. She uses all natural products. I'm sure all our wives have it. And I got laundry detergent, mixed all that together, and I wiped the whole interior down. Like, I mean, I did the seats, I did the dash, I did the glass, everything. Wiped it all down, let it dry out, and then I sprayed baking soda or sprinkled it on everything. I let that sit, I vacuumed it, I sprinkled baking soda on everything again, and I let that sit. And finally, I'm like, you know what? I was looking at those spray bombs that you can buy. There's, I think, Armor All ones, and there's Zepp, and there's all these different brands online of these bombs. Now, the problem with the bombs is that they all come with their own smells, and those smells are going to mask stuff. As much as I don't like Febreze because it's got a scent as well, I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to spray it, turn the truck on. I did kind of the same process or procedure as you would do with the bomb. So, you know, I misted it in there on the headliner, on the seats, all over the place. I turned the truck on, turned the HVAC on high for 10 minutes, and then shut the truck off, left the doors open. And the doors have been open since like all day yesterday. These doors have been open. So they say to let the sun soak into, or like kill all of the bacteria or everything else that's in there, and that'll ultimately help. So I did that. I went over all the glass with Windex and everything else, and you know what? It's a lot better. I threw a coconut air freshener in here. I'm leaving the box of baking soda, and like, honestly, I can very, very faintly smell the original smell of the smoke. I can still smell a little bit of the Febreze. I know the Febreze is going to die off, and that's the key thing to this whole process. So that's what I've done. The main thing is, you know, I wish I would have had like a wet, like a Bissell vacuum or something, or like steam clean. It would probably help. But again, like I took microfiber towel with the laundry and OxiClean detergents, and I wet down all of the suede, all of the headliner, all of the carpet, and vacuumed it all up. So I pretty much did the same thing. I just did it the hard way because it was kind of all manual. So you got to wash everything, guys. Like everything. You know, I got underneath the seats, I got everywhere. The floor mats were out, everything else. And the baking soda is also key. It actually helps lift some of the stains because there was a few marks in the carpet, and I think there was one on the seat, and it actually pulled all that up. So I'm thankful for that. The interior looks super clean now. So there's definitely no complaints on the tidiness of the interior. I'm just hoping that today, after I leave the doors open, might actually go for a drive, I got some wheels to pick up, that the smoke smell will be gone. So for any of you guys out there that have dealt with a similar situation, please put down in the comments what you've done to fight smoke smell. And again, I don't want like the whole new car scent, or I put 10 black ice air fresheners in my vehicle just to mask it. I want this smell to be gone, or to like go back to normal Lightning scent, and then my coconut air freshener. That's all I want. I did use leather conditioner on the inserts of the seats as well when I was done. And of course I used full interior treatment on everything. So the interior is like whistle clean between the laundry detergent. I even used Dawn dish soap on the door panels and all of that stuff. I guess I should have highlighted that. I'm sorry I forgot. So it was kind of like laundry detergent, OxiClean, and all the fabrics and leather. And then I used Dawn dish soap on all the plastics and everything else. So there you have it. Now, let's talk about some mods. I'm not going to do any cinematics of the truck. I'm not going to walk around or share with you guys in detail any of the mods because, well, like I said, I want to save that for a transformational video. Let me go ahead and grab a sip of my coffee here. All right, so the first mod, I'm sure you guys can guess. If you can't guess, then it means that you must be new to the channel, or you have not followed me long enough. Here they are down on the ground. So I started getting into these things yesterday. There's only 2 of them on the ground here. There's 2 more over in the other bay, and I'm really excited for these. So these are a 22-inch Oz Vela wheel, just like the ones that are on my silver truck. The only difference is these guys are actually Range Rover fitment. The offset is massive. It's actually a 60 millimeter positive offset. You can see how close the face of the wheel is to the edge, and then you can see how this isn't very deep at all. So the good news about that is that I'll be able to run adapters. So I'm going to be running about a 1 3/4 inch adapter, and that'll convert me from the 5x135 to 5x120, which this wheel is. And the 175 adapter / spacer is going to bring me down to about a 15 millimeter offset, which is right where you want to be with a Lightning. So good news that the wheels will work. Been working away trying to get the barrels cleaned up. This wheel was so bad, and in fact there's still a little spot here, and this isn't going to be able to go away because there's literally too much material missing here, and I don't want to sand it down that far. I got a little bit of a video of how this wheel looked when I started, and I was just going to town with my little Milwaukee. You see there's a polishing pad on the end. I got soap and water. I got Mother's mag and aluminum polish, some sanding discs, sanding block, and been going to town. So the next step's going to be, I got these Oz specific tools. Oz takes a special socket, I believe it's a 10 point. I'd have to count those. But anyways, you need one on the back side, one on the top side, and I'm going to take the centers out of the wheels. It's going to allow me to polish the lips up nice. And then the centers I'm going to refinish. Question is, do I do the centers white? Because back in the day when I first got the 23s for my silver truck, they were actually on another Lightning. I wasn't the first one to run these wheels, guys. I wish I was, but I'm actually not. I think I was the second person to run a 23-inch Oz Vela on a Lightning. The first guy the centers were Sonic Blue. And in fact, when I bought them, they were still Sonic Blue. I'll post a picture of this actual truck up when I first got the wheels. So later on, I painted them silver to match the truck. And funny enough, the gentleman that I bought these wheels off of had a friend. Both of them are from Miami at the time. I know the one guy who I bought the wheels from, he's still down there, Ron John something on Instagram. And his friend had a set of 22s on a white Lightning with white centers, and they looked hot. And now that I'm going back to white centers on the white Dutch Coupe here, I'm waiting for those to come back from the painter. That is why my gas door is actually unbolted off the car, because he's scanning the paint. But yeah, so once I have white centers on here, I was thinking, you know, this car parked next to that car, or do I go silver centers? So there's another question for you guys. You know, do I go white or do I go silver? So that's mod number one. Now, of course, this truck is sitting super high, so I need to get it down a little bit more. I don't want to C-notch it. I don't want to get into extreme mods with it because it's clean, it's tidy, and why would you chop the frame on something that's clean and tidy and in something that is just potentially increasing in value? So I ordered a set of drop hangers that will complement the shackles, and I'll probably remove the isolators in the front, maybe a little bit more material spring up there. You know, I thought about going control arms or spindles. Spindles are the cheapest option. You lose a little bit of your turning radius, which I don't care about. I'm used to no turning radius on all my Foxes, but I think I can achieve the stance that I want with just taking a little bit more out of the coil. And the reason why I say that is because, again, the silver truck, when I first got it, man, my GoPro keeps overheating. It's super annoying. So if there's any of you out there that are suffering from your GoPro overheating in hot weather, please let me know. I almost need like an ice pack that goes around it. So going back to the truck. So when I first got this guy, I cut the front coils and I de-arched the rear leafs with a shackle. And that gave me a really nice drop. I'll post a picture up of that drop and how it looked right now. And mind you, that was on 23s with a 295/30 23-inch tire. So this time with the 22s, I'm probably gonna go with either a 295/35 or a 285/35. Get a little bit more sidewall, fill up the gap in the fender, still look good, ride good, and then not have to worry about C-notches and constant bottoming out and everything else, because my very first Lightning, I actually had a flip kit in it. It was not C-notched, and that rear end, it constantly hit the bump stops on the frame. So that's what I'm gonna be doing for lowering on the truck. Then, of course, grills, new headlights, new taillights, and there's probably a couple other little tweaks that I'm going to do to it. And it should look pretty hot. So I'm gonna try and do all of those upgrades in one video so we can see I don't know if it'll be a 2-hour transformation, because swapping out the hangers will be a little bit of a pain in the ass, but call it a one-day transformation. And nothing transforms the look of the vehicle more than suspension and wheels. Another mod that I'm gonna do is I'm probably gonna cut out, it's got a Flowmaster muffler on it. I thought about just taking the muffler out, but I'm probably not gonna do that. I think I am going just to take out 2 of the cats. I'll leave 2 in there just so that way I can pass Texas inspection. And that's pretty much gonna be the story on this truck. I'm really excited for it because I really enjoy driving a Lightning. The AC works, everything works on it. And I'm telling you, when my motor blew up on my silver truck, I was pretty bummed, guys. It's just one of those things. You want to be driving, and I know my man Blower Whore, he's had a lot of issues with his motors and his Lightning, and I think he's finally going to be in a position to get his truck back going on the road. So, Mike, hopefully that is the case. But here you guys are, a little bit of a walk around of the truck. No dings, no scratches. You know, I want to get some bigger exhaust tips on there that fill up the holes. That's a pretty easy one to do. And the grill surround, I'm gonna have to get resprayed. So there's a little bit of flaking clear on that front nose corner. But other than that, guys, the paint's really nice. I'm really happy with this truck. I know I'll overcome the smoke smell. I'm not gonna let it defeat me. And you know what? The next person's just gonna thank me. So I get it. We all own our vehicles. We can do whatever we want to them. Smoking's just one that like lasts with the vehicle. It's almost like an accident. It's always going to be there, but hopefully in this case, not completely forever. So with that said, guys, that's the story of how I picked up this Lightning, why I picked up the Lightning, what I plan on doing to the Lightning, and hopefully you guys enjoy it. I'll be sure to update you guys on what happens with the smoke smell. I'm sure it's all gonna come out. And the only thing that I'm gonna end this video with is that I hate Marketplace. I hate Facebook groups. Man, I miss eBay. Honestly, eBay's kind of died off, but I have been using it to buy some things, but I'm definitely not selling stuff on eBay anymore. Just the whole linking of personal bank accounts and everything else is just too much. But having to post and sell stuff and buy stuff on all these different platforms and having to go into these separate groups. The groups actually remind me of forums back in the day where somebody posts something for sale and then you get all of the trolls and everybody else commenting. It's a pain in the ass. I really wish, guys, that it was just easy to post something in one spot, whether you want to sell it or whether you're looking to buy something. But that's just a little bit of a rant that I wanted to leave you guys with. But hey, until next time, we'll see you here on the infamous project. There's lots to come, and I'm really excited about this one. I know it's not Fox Body related, but you know what? The content relates to Fox Body because we've all got them that have been smoked in, and well, sometimes a lot worse. So if you guys haven't listened to the podcast, well, I know you haven't, but coming out tomorrow is the podcast with the one and only Joey Boost, back from the greater Toronto area up in Canada. And you have to hear the story. You got to listen all the way to the end so you can hear the reasons why he's sold some of his Fox Bodies. And story at the end with some panties will definitely make you laugh. Anyways, till next time, we'll see you here on the infamous project.